Creepy encounters from Reddit, Part 9. 1. Creepy guy followed me to my doorstep, then to the neighbor's house when I went there to get help. At the place I used to live, moved out a month ago, partly due to how unsettled I've felt since this happened in December. Our door was on an alleyway that ran between two perpendicular named streets, halfway between parallel named streets. We would park on one of the perpendicular streets and walk the half block to our door. There's multiple houses on the alleyway, and a line of houses between our house and the parallel street on the same side of the alleyway as our place. This info is all important. I was walking from my car to my house at around 8 p.m., so it was dark. There's no streetlights on the alley, and was climbing the 3 steps that lead to the door when someone starts calling to me from behind me. I lived with 2 other girls, all of us mid-20s, and we share many friends. I hadn't seen my roommates' cars on the street, so I assumed it was someone I knew based on the way they were calling to me, and they had beaten my roommates getting to our place. I turn around and go hi and start trying to figure out who this man is. I'm not understanding what he's saying, and soon realize he's speaking Spanish. Once he gets near the 3 steps, I can see him because the porch light is on, and also realize I have no idea who he is. He keeps saying "Como te llamas," and I'm telling him go away, back up, and pointing away. He then climbs the steps and gets within 6 inches of me, repeating himself. I tell him I have a knife, a puny one that's more like a half-inch long box cutter, and pull it out to show him. I used to have pepper spray on my keys, but it had been taken by TSA a couple months prior, and I never got around to buying a new one. He keeps repeating himself, swaying as he stood there. I progressively get louder and louder, pointing at him and pointing away, saying go, and he will say no see, then keep asking my name. Since my roommates are gone and I don't want him trying to follow me inside, I push past him to hop off the doorstep and walk around my house and up the driveway of my neighbors that live on the parallel street that's the same side of the alleyway as my house. I'm nearly running. I get to the townhouses and bang on 2 doors that share steps leading down to them to increase my odds of someone answering. And he follows me. I'm crying and hysterical at this point, and he starts saying lo siento, while I'm alternating between screaming at him to leave, banging on the doors yelling, please help me. I'm your neighbor behind you, you'll recognize me. This man is scaring me. Please help me, I'm begging you. It takes a few minutes, but I hear a man inside one of the townhouses say, I'm coming. He goes to his 2nd floor balcony that's right above his front door. Smart move in case I was lying, looks at me, and recognizes me. He sees the man that's following me standing behind me and yells, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of here. The creep just keeps saying lo siento, and never leaves. After what felt like an eternity, my neighbor opens his door and yells at the man to leave some more while I rush inside, drop my bag and break down sobbing and hyperventilating even harder on his couch. My neighbor closes and locks the door, and we hear the creep walk up to his door and lean on it and keep speaking Spanish through it to us. My neighbor calls the cops for me since I can barely speak, and his wife comes down to see what's going on, as does his very friendly husky, who lays his head on my lap, barks at the creep through the door, and comes back to huddle up against me. His wife talks to me and gets me water, and the cops show up minutes later because they had been around the corner responding to a different call from another woman I live close to about the same guy. The cops this time take him into their custody. I have the video of him walking up my steps to be inches away from me from our Ring camera, and unfortunately obsessively watched it afterwards. I went on mental health leave for a few days from work. My parents both sobbed from fear of what may have happened. I don't remember the last time I saw my dad cry. Thank God for neighbors. 2. Creepy interaction while grocery shopping. I went grocery shopping today for just a few items, and I was in and out of the store in about 15 minutes. Towards the end, I walked past a couple in an aisle when I heard there she is, and saw someone point their finger at me out of the corner of my eye. This caught my attention, so I turn around to see 2 people scowling at me, one of whom had their phone out in front of them either recording me or taking a photo of me. There is no one else in front of them in the aisle but me. I get freaked out and quickly walk into a couple of other aisles to grab more items, hoping I was somehow misinterpreting the situation and tried to shrug it off. However, this couple proceeds to follow me throughout the store at a distance with their phones out. They thankfully don't continue following me while checking out or on my way home. They said nothing more to me. I live in Boston, and true to the stereotype, I have no desire to interact with anyone on the street. I didn't recognize them, and I can't remember any negative encounters with strangers for me to make sense of this. I don't even have a car, so this wasn't road rage or someone pissed off over a parking spot. I'm figuring I simply look like someone else, but this event still has me in fight or flight mode. 3. Nighttime Lyft driver. So this literally just happened to me Wednesday night. My boyfriend lives in the town over, he orders me Lyfts back forth to go see him. We've been doing this over the past 7 months without problems. We spent the day together, had an amazing time. As always, he ordered me my Lyft back home. The guy pulls up, my boyfriend puts me in the car, gives me a passionate kiss goodbye. This driver is from Cuba, hardly speaks a lick of English, is using Google Translate the entire time to talk to me. First it started off as, do you mind sitting in the front seat? I don't like for people to sit behind me. Okay, no problem. However, instead of letting me out of the car, he asks me to climb over the seat. Which made me feel a bit uncomfortable. Then I realized that he's staring at me the whole time I'm doing so. Then he proceeds to tell me, I hope I'm not being too daring, but you're very beautiful. Okay, cool, I get this compliment all the time, so I say thank you, but I'm a bit put off by this. He goes on like a regular driver, asking me if the music was okay, the volume. You know, the regular stuff. Then he starts asking me about the address I'm going to. Am I taking you to your home? I reply, yes, I'm going home. He then asks, can I go home with you? I laugh at this, say no. He asks about the guy that put me in the car. If he was my boyfriend or my husband. He's my boyfriend, my soon-to-be husband. He asks, can I be your boyfriend too? I say absolutely not. He asks why not? I say that I'm totally against that I'm in love with my boyfriend very much, that I'm extremely loyal, faithful to him. He says he doesn't have to know. In Cuba we believe in having multiple partners, not all of them know about each other. I say, well, that's definitely not a thing for me, I don't believe in that one bit. He says, your boyfriend made the mistake of sending you home alone, I would have taken you myself to make sure you got there safe. I'm getting very upset at this point. I'm only laughing at what he says, trying to maintain a friendly composure because I know how ugly things could turn if I start giving this guy attitude. He doesn't speak again for a while. When he does, he asks me again if he could come home with me. I tell him no again. He says, you are just so beautiful, I really want to be your other boyfriend. I don't even say anything but shake my head no. Start fidgeting with my phone. He tells me that he has a lot of money, that he would take care of me. I told him that I didn't care about that I wasn't interested. He asks if he could give me his so that we could text each other. I say no. After what seemed like an eternity, we pull up to my house. He gets down trying to help me with my bags. I decline his help. He tells me, hold on, pulls out his phone one more time, asks, can I come inside with you? I tell him to have a good night, to have a safe trip back. Dart inside as fast as I could, locking all of the locks behind me, call my boyfriend immediately so that he could report this weirdo, because I don't want this unpleasant experience to happen to anyone else. The only thing Lyft did was give my boyfriend a $5 credit to his account for the unpleasant experience. He wasn't even able to tell them why it was unpleasant. Smitty. So yes, ladies, creepy drivers are definitely a thing. Please be careful out there. 4. Park guy. This literally happened to me at like 30 minutes ago. I was out with my boyfriend and a 19-month-old toddler that we babysit pretty often. We had taken her to the elementary school park near my house, like down the street, as per usual. We play around with her and everything, and after being there for about an hour it was pretty dark out and we thought about going home soon. Just then some random guy started approaching us and yelling hey, as he got closer. He then asked us some questions like, what's your name? Do you have a car? Do you have a couple dollars? Do you have a phone? Are you in school? When did you graduate? What's her name? Referring to the toddler. It honestly freaked me a lot. He kept asking more questions or just mentioning the toddler over and over again, saying how pretty and cute she was. I didn't give him my name or the toddler's name for safety's sake, but I was also worried what would happen if I didn't talk at all. He ended up asking us where the nearest store was a couple times, and we did point him in the right direction, in case he did need help. Luckily stores are pretty close to where I live. He only finally left us alone when another older woman walked past on the other side of the park and he started yelling out to her. We hurried out of there very fast in the opposite direction and away from my house, because to get there we would have had to pass by the school where he could have seen where we gone. We walked to where I work, which is in the same neighborhood, and called my dad to pick us up. Nothing happened to us, but it was just really creepy.